Class trial begins now. I don't think I can get any more skills. Nope. Oh, no, I can get downshift. Sure. Any more wands I can get? No, okay. Down. Oh, can't be combined with upshift. Oh. Increases your aiming speed, reduces your aiming speed. Upshift's fine. Alright, let's do this. I'm ready for the final class trial. Let's find out what happened. I'm starting to lean more towards that Nagito had himself killed.
With a simple explanation of the class trial.
Oh, I fired.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit? Chesto!
What is going on, man?
One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Or... no. Alright.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
Torture
I'm
wounds.
telling you, they were torturing him.
Wakame's account. Oil lighter.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
Wanakuma plushie.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No. Were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place?
The killer didn't tape Nagito.
Alright, let's have a look at what we got here. Duct tape. Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape. The tape itself had a lot of crinkles in it, as if Nagito was desperately moving his mouth underneath it. Maybe the duct tape is what we need to know that about. Yeah, because if the duct tape was over his mouth, they wouldn't. Even if they were fucking torturing it, wouldn't have made a difference there. Survival knife, because he wouldn't be able to say anything. Knife is from the military base. It's safe to assume that the wounds and nails. Okay, so I'm thinking it's the duct tape.
I'm telling you that.
Wait, what was the torture? Torture wounds. Both Nagito's legs are tied with rope, and each rope was tied to nearby pillars, which prevented him from moving. His thighs were also covered with a lot of stab wounds. A life-size Monokuma plushie that was found on the floor near the fire's origin point. It was a huge bloody hole in its stomach, and as if it was stabbed. I've tipped over Monokuma panels were scattered around the goods warehouse. In one area, the panels seemed to be laying on top of each other in a straight, orderly line. But Monokuma knew all along that the bombs were fake cover. He apparently never revealed that fact to anyone.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
No, he didn't.
That's wrong.
He didn't, because he covered his mouth up. Got it. Nailed it, man. First try. Let's go.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
Yeah. Oh, slice off.
I just realized it. It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime.
Don't call me a trap.
You got caught in that trap.
Stupid?
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Yeah.
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Damn it!
Like you said,
I get it.
Nagito's mouth was taped shut.
It's kind of hard for me to
Obviously assumed he
concentrate on
couldn't
that
talk,
one.
right? But that
It's like-
was the trap. He
There's
wanted
so
to
many-
hide the fact that he got interrogated.
There's so many, like, things I have to do there that it
If you
really
tape
throws
his
me
mouth
off.
shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Fuck. Location, then
Damn
after
it!
they killed him.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Oops, I fucked that up.
Can't back down!
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First, the killer tortured and got him. Then,
Whoops,
after they killed
fuck.
him...
I keep accidentally fucking slicing that first one.
Damn it!
I keep
Like
doing
you
that by
said,
accident.
Nagito's
I keep
mouth
accidentally
was taped.
slicing
You'd
it.
obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
It's not me I'm not doing that on purpose. Let's just
But if you
keep
tape his mouth shut-
fucking fat fingering it.
How is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Did he?
Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut. Whew, that was close, you guys.
Fuck. Okay, can I...
Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
Taking Nagito's mouth after getting information from him, true, that sounds reasonable. But that clearly contradicts the truth. If he had listened to me until the very end, I wouldn't have to go for the trouble.
Pay attention, this is how
Right,
it went
let's
down.
just shoot duct tape
First,
again.
the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut.
Oh.
Crap!
I thought
Pay
I'd
attention,
just use
this is
that
how
again.
it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut. Whew, that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
Right.
Pay attention, this is how... First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut. Whew, that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
Oh, yeah, I'm a...
Pay attention, this is how it
I
went
can't-
down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut. Crap! Pay attention,
yeah.
this is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut. Whew, that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
Wait, maybe
Pay
I'm
attention,
maybe
this is
I'm
how it
shooting
went
duct
down.
tape. I'm just shooting at the wrong time.
First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Okay, not that.
Crap!
I feel like duct tape is the
Pay
right
attention,
one.
this is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, allow me to cut through those words.
Why duct tape? Why duct tape on that one?
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
Okay.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? Might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Mine, are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
Yeah. I guess I was trying to like
Blood
what
on
I
his
was
face
getting
came
at,
from his arm wounds,
but I guess I was like just assuming it was the different
which
one.
means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even
Yeah,
wounded.
I know that. I guess I just was saying that. I guess I was just going after it wrong then. Oh.
And the duct tape
Sometimes
had a
like
lot
I
of
know what it
crinkles
is, but I
around
just
his
don't
mouth.
like know what it wants me to hit. Which is the
must have
most
been
frustrating
struggling to
thing about
open
me
his
for
mouth
me in
under
this
the duct
game
tape.
is when I'm like, I know what it is, but I don't know which one I'm supposed to
Perhaps
fucking
the
hit
duct
with
tape
it.
was used so we wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer? If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
Ah.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that?
Was it though?
When the fire
was it
occurred,
for destroying
everyone in this
evidence?
room was
though?
gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
I think the
Killers
fire
are
was
one
to
of
get
us,
us to throw those
but
fire
that's not the
grenades,
case, huh?
which were not
I mean,
filled
it's
with
wishful thinking.
extinguisher stuff. Fire
Even if it
grenades!
was only a coincidence. The timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect.
Oh god, Kazuchi.
Alrighty then.
Kazuichi.
Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is!
Reason for the fire, huh? They're right. We need to clear that up first. Alright, to do the cutouts and the oil thing. Panels. The oil lighter and the panels.
The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
Yeah.
The killer used some kind of setup and lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
It's really hard to hit those words.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
No.
Or perhaps opening the door caused.
I agree! Consent! Drop my controller, I agreed so hard there.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan!
Dust devil.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over
Agreed.
Monokuma panels were found at the crime
Consent.
scene, right? It
Yeah.
looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
Adults play with them too, okay?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door,
Cool, we got one of these
the
now.
first panel toppled into the second. And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Kill did one other thing to hide the domino effect. What? Did they? Ooh, I'm on a bit of a blank on that one. The burned rope?
Crap!
No, I actually have no idea. The plushie?
Crap!
How would any of these hide a domino effect? Oil lighter?
Crap!
I won't lie, I was looking at my phone while the conversation just before this bit happened, so I don't know if that gave me a hint. Oh, hang on, we could be looking at the Monokuma file. That one?
Crap!
I have no idea. I don't know what it means. Maybe the music, because it was too loud to hit the dominoes?
I see!
Oh, okay, it actually was that. Fuck.
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
Yeah, okay. Right, okay.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door
First
to the
try, yeah.
warehouse.
Yeah, that one confused me then. I was like, what the fuck do they mean that? What can the fucking hide that? Yeah. Sound makes sense, but that did not click with me right at the start then. Okay.
So the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
I thought that was the only entrance to the warehouse. I see, so the problem Chiaki's talking about is the killer couldn't have left. Killer couldn't take any merch. We couldn't take any merch.
I see.
Yo, we couldn't take any fucking merch with us. All those
The panel
Monokuma
was so
CDs.
close to the door that it could barely be opened. The killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
You don't mean...
You don't mean. But if that's true, this murder.
Hajime? What do you mean?
What do you mean? The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse? There's only one person who could have done that. Well, it's gotta be Nagito himself, right? The one and only, the crazy boy.
This is my answer. What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember?
I didn't see
Even for a creep
Nagito.
like
Oh yeah,
Nagito,
Nagito's thing is like
it'd
it's
be
like blood
impossible for
dripping
him to
down
tie
the
up his
cross
own
on
arms
it.
and legs.
I think it's like
Yeah, you're
dripping
right.
down across his thing as opposed to just like a clear X.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. I think the burned rope. I think the burned rope was burned beforehand. He could have tied himself up to all the other stuff
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
and then burnt that rope off beforehand.
That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Front
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
dirty joke. Since Nagito commits suicide is correct, Nagito should have tied himself up too. That's okay, right?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
Shit. Okay, that was wrong.
Crap.
Okay.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
It's gotta be the burn rope thing.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with...
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
That dirty joke.
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
I often use my penis to tie ropes.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
Okay, I don't know why I'm shooting that, because that is true. I'm trying to break the fact that it wouldn't be impossible by yourself. Alright, I gotta think about this clearer.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
Because, right.
That's obviously impossible.
I'm pretty sure what he did was burn the rope beforehand and then stab himself with a knife if he did this to himself. Stab his own hand with a knife. You could tie those legs up. He could tie the rope to all different poles. Tie both his legs up. Tie his other arm up. No, that wouldn't work, because then how would he stab himself? The spear was on some kind of thing that fell down from the roof, I reckon.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
I don't really know how the Monokuma plushie comes into
You
this.
couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
He commits suicide is correct. Nagito should have tied himself up too. That's okay, right?
To actually tie up your own arms
Maybe I
and
have to
legs.
take something from someone else.
That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
I don't know if that's a joke or if
Dirty
that's.
joke! Is that a dirty joke?
I don't know if. Fuck, I don't know what to shoot here.
To actually tie up your
Try
own
that one.
arms.
Okay, it is that one.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
I was right about
Isn't
it,
that premise flawed?
but again, couldn't really work out what I was trying to shoot.
I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
Proof that the burnt rope on the Nagito's right arm is a trap. The knife in his right hand, the duct tape his right sleeve. Oh, I didn't even look at his right sleeve. The knife in his right hand. Duct tape the lighter. I'm gonna say that it's either one of those two. The lighter?
Crap!
No, it's the knife then. Shit.
We will never give up!
I didn't even look at his right sleeve. I have no... If it's his right sleeve, I'm gonna be really pissed off because I didn't look at his right sleeve.
Oh. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might but that was part of...
Oh, maybe it could be the right. It could be because he wouldn't have been able to stab himself. That's not the sleeve. That's like the oh. If it's the right sleeve, I'm gonna be really fucking pissed off.
Crap!
I'm gonna click sleeve. I'm gonna be really mad if it's sleeve. For that.
I see.
It's fucking sleeve. God damn it.
Take a close look at his right sleeve.
Sleeve.
Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural.
Why is that?
That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
What? I don't get that one. I
Then
don't understand how
Nagito's
that.
right arm wasn't tied up, right?
I don't
He
understand how
was
that
able
makes
to
any
move it
sense to me.
freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
That's definitely wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
No.
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito. I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife
Yeah, no,
was
I don't.
still
I don't look at.
stabbing
I
him,
don't.
you know?
What the fuck is that? I don't look at the. I don't look at the chat until after I've solved the thing. Like while I'm solving it. Yeah, don't say stuff like ahead of time. But like I don't look at chat while I'm solving stuff.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand. Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
She's trying to charge me. Now she wants the money back. What the heck? Give me that Benjamin.
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000%.
Stop saying
interest.
Benjamin. A way to stab yourself in your right hand using only your right hand. Throw the knife in the air really well. Stab it back on you.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free,
The Monokuma plushie?
how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If you threw the knife into the air
Yeah, I was
and let
thinking.
the knife fall,
Yeah, that's exactly
could he
what I
stab
was
his hand that way?
thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Is he a throwing knife expert?
But I was like, there's no way he's done
Maybe
that.
he propped the knife somehow?
There's no way he
Slammed
threw it
his
up
right hand down on it?
and perfectly got it.
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily.
So the knife is going down into his hand. So he kind of like put his. He kind of. I guess he could have propped it up and stabbed it and then put it down.
We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Nagito could only use his right hand to stab himself in the palm. Then how did he do it?
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
So the blood in the girdle, I think, was related to the spear,
Is
not
he
the
a
knife.
throwing knife expert?
Survival knife. So a nail knife that was stabbed into the gear's right hand. The knife is from a nail to a safe to assume that the wounds on these are knife. But he's got that. His left hand didn't have the blood on it, did it? Oh no, yeah, he could have definitely done that. Left hand, right hand stabbed him. Yeah, oh no, that makes sense.
Maybe he propped the knife somehow? And slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it
Oh,
onto
but they
what?
don't have that as an option.
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand. Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air...
I
and
love
let the
that
knife
idea.
fall,
I love that idea.
could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow? And slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto
Ooh,
what?
could this be another take from something else?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily.
We don't know if his left hand could even reach his
Well,
right
I
hand.
missed, so it's probably. I think that was gonna be wrong anyway.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free,
Maybe it's the Monokuma plushie? Maybe it is. He could have had the... Oh, shit! That's what he did. He, like, stuffed the knife in the plushie, I guess.
how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air,
And
Must
let the
have been
knife...
one,
Could he
baby.
stab his hand out?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
I agree.
Consent! There you go. I can find... I was just like, where are we going? Got there.
The
Stuffed the knife
life-size Monokuma plushie.
in the hole.
He must have used that to prop the knife.
Stab himself in the hand.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach. He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up.
I barely ever
Then
use
he
the
slammed his
taking thing,
hand
Red
onto
Death. It's like an
That's
idea
it.
I throw
He had
out.
to place the plushie
I'm
near
just like,
him.
could be
And
that.
it also
You never know.
explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same
Yeah, 'cause
fear
it has
factor
to-
as a
'cause that's the only way
doll
the
whose
blood
hair
would end
grows
up on
too
there.
long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
No way! No way!
There is a limit to his
No way did he do
concentration.
all that while there was a
If you got
spear
penetrated by something so big and thick, you
in
would
his
die
stomach. He's like,
instantly.
dude, I'll just take the pain. Ugh. There's no way he did that.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Say it one more time. I need to record it. For a reason.
Oh, fucking
You
Kazuichi.
better cut it out.
Yo, Kazuichi, man. Jesus,
Like
so
she
big and
said,
thick.
In
So
that condition,
penetrate with something
it's
so
very
big and
difficult
thick.
to stab yourself with a spear. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stab into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
He held the spear.
So
on
you're
the
saying
rope.
it's impossible?
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I also agree with that.
Right, I'm pretty sure he held the spear. He wrapped
To think that one of us
wrapped
could
that
kill someone
around the
with such
girder
cruelty. I could
and
never
held it
believe
in his
that.
hand and then let go and it unraveled and fell down on him or something like that.
You say you can't believe it?
Which is why there's
You just don't want to
a bit
believe
missing
it,
where he
right?
held the rope
But
and there's
that's
a bit
why
of
you
blood
keep
on
getting
top of the
betrayed
girder.
over and over again, right? Same goes for this time too.
Because yeah, you wrap the spear around,
It's against
hold the
rules
rope
to
there,
interfere with everyone.
let go,
If you even
and then
think about
fall
doing
down and stab
anything,
you.
I have a plan of my own.
Monome's sassing me.
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible. I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself.
Can I just
with that
type into the
spear.
game that this is how I think it happened and then they'll tell me
What
if I'm
kind
wrong.
of way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how we made it this far up till now.
Everyone working together.
Together! Yay! She's right. We made it through several ordeals up till now by doing that.
All right, let's do this.
Gotta say, man, there's a lot easier ways to off yourself than what Nagito has done. If this is him just offing himself.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
Blood on the left hand, I
When
reckon,
the spear
sensitive.
stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
On left hand.
Then that rules out his left hand.
No, it doesn't, because there's blood on the left hand counter. Let me tell you the truth of what's going on here. Let's go.
Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Fucking roll here, baby.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked
He was
somewhat
holding the
strange?
spear. He was holding the spear thing.
He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
His hand was like that.
We might need to think and use our
Well, the blood's
imaginations
there.
for a bit.
He had it like that.
If
Blood
there's
goes there.
blood on his palm,
Not
and the
there.
back of his
Or there.
hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
Gripping.
I see!
Gripping, baby.
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
perish the thought! He was
Yeah,
obviously
he was
grabbing the
fucking
spear.
jacking it as the spear landed in him.
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body,
Oh,
the
get me
wounds
off.
on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right, that's the problem. No.
Hey, Chiaki,
Blood on the
what do you
gator.
think?
Blood on the girder, baby. Blood on the girder, baby.
Hey,
You did
don't
this
tell me
to
you're
experience the
getting
ultimate
sleepy.
orgasm.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear, I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
He was holding the cord.
I see. That's it. Instead of the handle.
I like it when I
Nagito
know
must have
what's
been
coming
holding
up.
onto the
It
cord.
makes this a lot more enjoyable than when I'm just
There was a
fucking
metal weight at the
guessing.
tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Is it the size of that cut-off section? About
I'm a
the
bit
same
confused,
size as a
like-
human fist?
If he let it
Ah, you're right.
go,
So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh?
if he let it go,
And then the
his
blood
hand
that
had
was
the blood on
supposed
it
to end up
anyway.
here
I get what they're trying to say here, but I'm a bit confused how.
ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Oh, that would make sense. The blood from his arm, yeah. Stabbing his arm, the blood going everywhere. That's why, yeah, that would make sense.
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have
No,
tea
he
time?
wrapped it around. I know the answer.
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at
I
once?
know the answer. He tied the rope
a
around
long
because
plan,
there's the blood
Nate.
on the girder.
One step at a time. What does that mean?
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Let's have a dive. Brain dive. Nagito was facing up and the spear stabbed through his stomach. So if it was just before that, that's it. Could it be? The state of the spear and the fact that Nagito was holding the tip of the cord attachment. If you put those two together to think about it, you should be able to figure it out. The spear was in the state it was in before it stabbed Nagito. Logic dive. I was really worried they were going to make me spell out something then, which I was not ready for, because I was like, what the fuck are they going to make me spell? I got this shit on lockdown, baby. I know what we're doing. Whoa. 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 Where was the spear just before it impaled Nagito? It was above Nagito. Whoa, what the fuck? Ah. Ah! Ah! Ow. Besides spear, what else was above Nagito? A ceiling girder. What? Whoa. Dodge the weird little hexagons. Ah! Well, item connects both the spear and the ceiling girder. The spear's cool. Oh yeah, fucking let's go. Let's go.
It's all coming together.
I want to believe there's someone that actually has all this shit going for their head. Yeah, when I'm working stuff out, I'm often snowboarding down like a sort of weird pixel mountain, avoiding stuff. That's how I work stuff out. Yeah, there's anything up. It must have been perpendicular to him.
Perpendicular? In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Psychically held it up.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder and using that as a support. He hoisted the spear directly above him. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
Yep.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide? Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear? That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
That's pretty fucking hardcore. I know, that is the most elaborate suicide I've ever seen.
By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer.
The fuck, man? Fucking hardcore.
Was to get us all executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
Jeez, I'm starting to feel a little sympathetic toward him. How stupid of me. Obviously, I think he does as alpha as you get. Yeah, man. Completely underestimated his capacity for malice. A mind-boggling malice of friends us even after he's died. That's the form of malice. That's the form his malice took. I'd forgotten all about it until now. He was here now. He'd probably just be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of
I
grandeur.
guarantee you
It's not that
he'd be, yeah.
unthinkable.
Nagito would be happy they figured it out and be like, yeah, this is hope
You
overcoming
are
despair.
right, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion.
Come to a conclusion.
Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right?
There's more to this, though.
Right?
There's something else here.
What? You're not satisfied
There's
yet?
there's a whole section of other
No,
evidence we need to
I agree
sort of
that
go
Nagito
through.
killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's probably just my imagination.
Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but... Why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is? Or...
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh? That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right? It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the
I
killer?
think Monomi's gonna say
Understood.
something now.
Then voting time!
No, hold on a sec.
Oh.
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
Yeah, something doesn't feel right.
The
Hajime
issue
hasn't done
here
his manga
is who
conclusion
killed
yet.
Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
It's related to Nago's death. It's something even he couldn't have messed with.
You're gonna keep going? Here I thought we were finally finished.
Something related to Nigo's death is a piece of evidence that he couldn't mess with. I gotta assume it's the Post Peak Academy file. That or Monomi's notebook.
crap!
No, it's not that. That one as well? It's either, there's a couple, honestly. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that one as well.
Crap!
There's like a few things I'm thinking of that he could have messed with, and related to it's related to his death. Oh, it'd be
Crap!
the pet poison? No. That one?
Crap!
No, that's got nothing to do. That's got nothing to do with his death. All of this has been solved. I did Monokuma's account, didn't I? Fuck, we'll just go through them all until we get somewhere.
Crap!
Because I don't know. Just gotta go. Just keep going through them. Just keep going through them. Is this? I better do this just in case.
I see!
Oh, it is that. Okay. I don't really know what's missing on there.
Is it about the Monokuma file?
What did I miss on that? Is it the time of
Yeah.
death?
That's it.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
It makes sense. I should have gone with that first because that's related to his death. None of the other stuff was related to his death. I was just like, we haven't used those yet, so I'm going to assume it's those. I guess it's the time? Where is it? What's hidden in the Monokuma file? I got to assume it's the time. Yeah, okay. No. Oh. What? The fuck is he trying to make me spell? I would say time of death, but time doesn't have it. Only has 4 letters in it. Sorry, I paused it because I'm looking at the letters on screen at the moment. Moment? What's a 5-letter word that's like time? It could not be time, to be fair. I've got no idea. I'm just gonna hit letters. C. What the fuck is C? C. Dude, there's so many fucking letters flying around here. Cause of death? Dude, There's so many fucking letters flying around here. Wait, did I try O? Jesus Christ. What? Fucking hell. Even knowing what that was then, that is fucking insane to keep track of that. What the hell, man? That's bonkers. That's actually bonkers.
We will never give up.
Why is it cause of death? I don't understand. It's gotta be cause of death. At least I can get through that bit at the start. Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous. Jesus Christ, man. That's fucking bonkers, that one. What is that?
In this particular case's Monokuma file,
That was
there's no
bonkers.
specific cause of death.
Oh, okay. I did not pick up on that at all. Do you have focus? I didn't know you could use focus there. I
Isn't
never
that
tried
weird?
it.
Until now, the files always specified the cause of death.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not? The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was a cause of death.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma,
I plead the fifth!
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
Yeah, okay. That I don't.
Even during
Yeah, I didn't
Venom's
pick up on that
case,
one.
And before during Nikon's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
You pass.
Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death? Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
Drew.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide.
Not just a suicide. It's
Come
a
to think of it,
not only a suicide.
did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
are you sticking up for him?
That's not what I meant.
I still
I
think
mean
that
it in a
somehow
bad sense.
my poison replacing the fire
Bad
grenades
sense?
idea is
I just remembered
is-
that his
is in
malice
play.
always defied our expectations, and that concerns me.
Oh, I love you, Patty Cruz.
For example, would that malice just end here? Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh? Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship.
That's
these
why I
days.
always say, shum shum, slippity dop.
HCJ moi
What should we do,
Melpati.
you guys? Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone
Potty
is
Fruits, thank you for
satisfied,
4 months in a
even if
row.
it's just to be safe.
You were right. We only get one chance to vote
Fuck.
after all.
Do you reckon he set
to be
himself
safe,
up to
huh?
die, but
Guess I have no choice.
only died because
That's
the
the case, I'll do
poison
my best to
that
go
was
along with
thrown by those killed him?
This is
so that
friggin' annoying.
technically someone else killed
If
him?
you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma! You heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait!
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I believe.
So that instead of letting go of the spear, he deliberately set it up
Splendid.
so that he
You
get
guys
knocked
are
out,
so splendid right now.
and then the
That's
spear would
right.
fall on him
If
at that
all your
point.
hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
Nagito said the same thing. Absolute hope that can overcome any despair. He said he was yearning for that. And this situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted it all along. No, never mind. I'm probably overthinking. Mid-break class trial suspension.
No.
Man, my heart was racing like crazy when I thought the voting time was gonna start, but... Well, if you think about it rationally, there's no way it was gonna happen. We haven't done this bit yet. Most of the players probably figured that out too. You're the only one who didn't know. Isn't that right, Monami? Hey, how much longer are you planning to sulk? Let's get along like we always do. Alright, you passed. Friendship is measured by how long you can stand the silence when you're alone with someone else. So, Monami and I are the bestest of best friends.
It's true. You know when you enjoy each other's company when you don't have to talk constantly.
Don't say such stupid things. I hate you so much right now. Enough! Why do I have to be hated that much? Besides, the fact that you snap at me like that, I don't trust you at all. Not even a teensy tiny 1 millimeter bit. How sad. Distrusting your friend is much more shameful than being betrayed by that friend, you know. We aren't even friends in the first place. Then as your older brother, let me say this. You're not even my brother. It's sad to live a life without friendship. That's even sadder than watching a high school rom-com full of guys. Well, there may be some demands for that. I fell for it. I totally took the man bait.
Man bait? Wow, okay. Alright, before we carry on, quick mid-trial break, and I get a call. Alright, we'll be right back.